Guys, welcome back to my channel. So the Dino Island is going to get released in less than a week, and I figured that it was about time to release the tier list about the new island heroes. So we'll start with the Archer heroes. All the tier lists are already available in my Discord. They've been available for a few weeks now for the Patreons. And yeah, I've released them on Discord for everyone yesterday, if I remember well. But these tier lists are kinda tricky because without the commentary, it's pretty hard to understand them, and some heroes can go from A tier to E tier depending on the situation and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you everything about it, and let's start with Huawei App Gallery. So I'm pretty sure that by now everyone knows about App Gallery. If you don't, well, if you're interested into the game, feel free to download the App Gallery right there. It's an app store that allows you to download apps just like any regular store, like the Play Store or the Apple Store or whatever. If you check it out, Primitive Era. The advantage... Whoa, what's going on? Oh, right. The advantage of getting Primitive Era from the App Gallery is that first you can claim an exclusive gift code right there, which allows you to obtain a few rubies, food, wood, and some speed ups. It's literally the only store that allows you to do that. And also, you will be able to get some cash prizes from their giveaway, and they are holding giveaway every single week. So this week you have a €5 prize. Last time it was €50. And yeah, all you have to do is join their Discord and participate, and then you can have a chance to get the reward. So this time we have 12 participants, and you just have to send a screenshot to get €5. So it's pretty easy. And yeah, if you're a low spender or maybe a free-to-play player and you want to buy some stuff in the game for free, then it's the way to go. If you have question, whatever, check the video description. You will have all the details, or hit me up on Discord or in the comment section or whatever, and I'll try to help you guys. Sorry for the background noise at the beginning of the video. It started raining and I had my windows open. Anyway, let's head into the heroes interface and the archers. I think we'll start with Wings of Wind. I believe that this video is going to be a bit unusual because the heroes and their mechanics are a bit intertwined, and therefore I will do like a review of them together rather than just judging them for themselves like I used to. Anyway, let's start with Wings of Wind Renate. So first skill, same as usual. Second skill, increase the hero squad battle speed by 55 at the beginning of the battle, and increases all on archer squad's regular attack damage by 44% until the end of the battle. So here we have the first, I was going to say problem, but it's not really a problem, but more of a complexity, or yeah, whatever. It says that it increases the hero squad battle speed by 55. This is going to be a bit tricky because it's an active skill, which means that it has to be triggered, and we don't have a percentage, like a chances to trigger the skill, which means that you will always get the bonus, but it also means that you don't have the battle speed at the beginning of the fight. Your heroes have to play and then it triggers the battle speed, which means that it will not appear in the battle reports. I mean, like maybe I attacked something, yeah, whatever. Let's just take some battle. As you can see right there, you've got the battle speed, right? With this hero, the bonus of battle speed will not appear right there on the reports because it's a skill that triggers it, which means that it's not in your basic stats. You know what I mean? It's just like the damage bonuses and stuff like that for the skills and all. So you will never like know if it triggers or not, but I can tell you that it does work. Okay? Anyway, so that's the first tricky part about this hero. So pretty nice skill. The battle speed is pretty huge, especially against the cavalry. But yeah, don't forget that it's going to trigger, and you won't have it right at the start of the fight. And then yeah, we've got the regular attack damage by 44%, which is pretty crazy. It scales very well with the late game where it's heavy crowd control like silencing, suppress and stuff like that in PvP, and therefore you will deal less battle skill damage, and with this you can like kinda counter the silence and stuff. So it's pretty interesting, and yeah, it scales well with the statues, buffs and stuff like that. Anyway, then we've got the defense, the attack, as usual, and then after a regular attack, there is a 70% chance to deal 205% damage to the enemy front row and make them suffer 21% more damage when they are hit by a skill the next time. So you're going to increase your regular attack, which is also going to be increased again, and you like it's basically a tank destroyer. Even if you get silence suppressed or whatever control effects, you're gonna deal so much regular attack on the front line that you're gonna destroy the tank. It's a pretty interesting mechanic, and it like we didn't really have anything against silencing and stuff. I mean, we did got the soberness effects with the cavalry, and at the moment we have the food frenzy, which allows you to, oh my god, where is it, to get the heavy-footed beast, the rhino, which have crowd control immunity. So we had a lot of control immunity, but it was kind of reserved to the cavalry, and now we've got some tools for the archers as well with the basic attack. So it's not really crowd control immunity, but it's a way to fight back if you get controlled. Anyway, increase the art, so it's pretty cool, honestly, even though it's situational. Increases the rear squad attack and defense by 1.5%. Archer damage, so it's archer damage. Damage is always very good. And archer HP, which is insane as well. Very good. And then we've got the HP on the 7th skill. You guys all know how I appreciate the HP, so I'm quite fond of this new hero. And then we've got 51% chance to increase the regular attack count by 1 for 2 random own squads for 1 round. Which means that this hero is basically like a huge counter of the current meta with the silencing, suppression and stuff like that. If you get silence, suppressed or whatever, well, it doesn't matter because it doesn't, I mean, suppression does affect your regular attacks, but silence doesn't. So with all the Jadeite hammer and stuff like that in the game at the moment, if you run Wings of Wind, you're just not going to care, okay? So this is really, really good, and yeah, I think I'll just stop with that regarding this hero, and then I will talk about it more in depth when we go over the others. Flame Priestess, Ellano. So first skill, same as always. Then second skill. When the hero squad is in front row, it's damage taken from irregular attacks and skill. So it's regular attack and skill. it's not always the case. So this is a nice detail. Is reduced by 20.5%, and at the same time the attack of own back row squad is increased by 75%. So it's basically a tanking ability that also boosts your backline. So it's pretty versatile and interesting. Then we've got the regular attack defense. And yeah, after regular attack, there is 70% chance to deal 155% damage to random enemy squad and make them deal 21% less damage when they release a skill the next time. So it's a debuff for the skill damage. It's also pretty interesting. Then we've got the attack and defense, archer damage, and archer HP. The HP again, and then the last skill. In the first 3 rounds, 2 random own archer squad receive 21% less skill damage during the effect. The hero squad is healed with a healing ratio of 360. I'll be honest, on the paper this hero seems like a very good support hero which prevents your team from getting damage while boosting your own damage. Okay? And I said on the paper because the thing is, the healing factor is not that interesting. Healing doesn't work well with archers, it works well with beefy lineups, and most people will just go on the offensive with the archers. It would work really well with the infantry, a bit. It would be also maybe good on some cavalry lineups, but it definitely not works with archers. And the problem with the hero is that it's not gonna deal any damage at all, or not a lot. Like, the only active skill that actually deals damage is the 5th one, and it doesn't deal much damage. So the problem with this hero is that the damage output is pretty bad, and damage reduction and damage increase is not going to be enough to justify using it. So if you want to have a go, feel free to, but I can already tell you from Ant's experience that this hero only looks good on paper. Okay. And then we've got Swift Shadow. So first skill, same as always. Second, after regular attack, there's 60 chance to deal 255% damage to the enemy front row. So it's gonna destroy the front row once again. And it's after a regular attack. Don't forget, your team is always gonna launch regular attacks unless you get suppressed. So it's pretty often. And if you guys remember well, you've got some heroes that increases your chance to do more regular attacks. So I think you can have some ideas already. Anyway, after regular attack, there is 60% chance to deal 205% damage to 2 random enemy squads. Okay, interesting as well. And then archer damage, archer HP, same deal as always. And this time we don't get the HP, but we do get a lot of archer attack. And the last skill, the hero squad's regular attacks and skills deal an additional 27.5% damage. So, what you have to understand is that there are no general heroes that you run with Wings of Wind other than obviously the Swift Shadow. Like, one is increasing your regular attack damage, the other is dealing a lot of regular attack damage, then Wings of Wind is also increasing the amount of regular attack damage that you're going to deal and stuff like that. So what I recommend is that you put the Wings of Wind in front and go Wings of Wind, then Jadeite Hammer if you're free to play, and then you go with Swift Shadow. Okay, that's what I would do. And if you don't have Swift Shadow, I recommend that you go Wing of Wind, then you can go Deadly Dancer and Thousand Faced. So you guys all know Deadly Dancer, okay, and Thousand Faced is one of the new ones. Okay, I'm gonna do a review of the Universal in another video, and I'm gonna talk about it a bit more at the time. But yeah, so I believe that running Swift Shadow without Wings of Wind is more viable than the other way around, and the reason for that is that first, it's gonna heal itself, and the damage boost from the 8th skill, this one, okay, is for itself, not the others, as far as I can tell. So yeah, and second, yes, those super CC heavy lineups will also start losing out when you get to higher base stat and stars. So basically, if you run Wings of Wind, you must use Swift Shadow, but the other way around is not so true. So yeah, they're kinda they kinda need each other, and I ranked Swift Shadow over Deadly Dancer because I believe that it will not be used as, like, Deadly Dancers will not be used as much in the top lineups anymore. In my opinion, it has scaling issues. It's a less decent long-term pick, and I think we're going to go quickly over Thousand Faced, actually, because I believe that it becomes a less decent long-term peak compared to Thousand Faced. Thousand Faced just performs better and takes the spot that Deadly Dancer could have, because it grants a hero squad with the Impale ability during the battle, so it ignores the defense when dealing damage, and then it has 80% chance to deal 63% damage to two times to one random enemy squad. And then we've got attack, defense, HP, defense right there, and then we've got takes 1 round to cast and has a 100% chance to increase the damage of the hero squad by 16% for 2 rounds, and then deal 166% damage to all enemies. So the thing that was pretty good with Deadly Dancer was that it would suppress, which is pretty good, but like the percent chances and stuff like that makes it really, really lazy most of the time. And so Thousand Faced seems like a good replacement and more viable long-term option, in my opinion, especially with the boost and stuff like that. It's going to scale so much better with, like, Wings of Wind, Swift Shadows and stuff like that. So yeah, well, what you could use is maybe Deadly Dancer, Wings of Wind, and Swift Shadow, okay? And if you have Thousand Faced, then you might want to use Thousand Faced and Wings of Wind, okay? That's my opinion. You guys can test it out. I mean, you're going to get Thousand Faced pretty easily, as it's like just participating in the island gets you the hero once, if I remember well. So it's going to be pretty easy to get it compared to Deadly Dancer, for example. So yeah, and if you're using Infantry Archer, like a mixed composition, I recommend that you use Wings of Wind in the second spot instead of in the first spot. For example, you could use maybe Talon. Where is he? You could use Talon and or Jadeite if you're a free-to-play player, actually. Okay, Jadeite Hammer. And then you Wings of Wind plus Thousand Face, Sotus, Deadly Dancer, or Swift Shadow in the back. Okay? That's what I do. So to sum everything up, I believe that Flame Priestess looks good on paper, but on the actual field it's not gonna do any good. and that you can use Wings of Wind with some other heroes, but it's never gonna really scale crazily as much as if you use it with Swift Shadow. So if you don't run Swift Shadow, if you don't use Swift Shadow, you can use Wings of Wind, but it's clearly not going to perform as good as if you're using Swift Shadow, and this is why it's ranked tier A and not tier S like Swift Shadow, because Swift Shadow will obviously be crazy with Wings of Wind, but even without it, it's gonna be crazy convincing. The damage output is pretty good. It's got like 60% chance, 60% chance, and it increases its own damage all the time. So it's pretty, like, you're gonna trigger the skills a lot. So it's pretty good. It's like very consistent. So that's about it for the Heroes Archer, guys. If you've got questions or whatever, feel free to hit me up in the comments. If not, then all good. And you can find, as always, let's head to my Discord, actually. So if you go to my Discord, I recently rebuilt it and I made it like this. Okay, you go to guides and then you can sort tags. You go to tags and then right here you click on the tag you want, so it's heroes, and if you go to PvP tier lists, you've got the new tier list. Okay, and right there you can find my tier list. So as you can see, I've ranked Swift Shadow tier S, and then we've got the Wings of Wind on tier A, and we've got the Priestess right here because it's pretty bad. Honestly, guys, if you want to test it out, feel free to. I will always encourage people to test things out, but the season heroes are going to be very hard to get, and you shouldn't invest too much on this hero. Some people did it in Ants and it was clearly not convincing. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to share my work, help me through Patreon subscription or whatever, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you for the next tier list, guys.